Today we're reacting to the Roblox YouTuber PMDamiann drama is sad.
You may have heard that Pottimer did some bad stuff, but did you know Pottimer isn't the only one?
So recently, the massive Roblox animation YouTuber called PMDamiann with over 2.5 million subscribers has been facing a wave of disgusting harassment to the point where he's being slandered as a with out-of-context screenshots, and is even being harassed to the point where users are sending disgusting images to his friends and are even spreading his personal information across the internet in hopes to get him off the platform. So today in this video I will debunk any misinformation spread against PMDamiann, including the false allegations, while also calling out his harassers for their vile actions, so let's get into it. So following the exposure of Pottimer for engaging in disgusting actions with a significantly younger than him, many people have started trying to find any excuse to take down PMDamiann as well, no matter how false it is. And one of the main people trying to expose Damiann is a guy named Superbricks, who has had an 8-month-long vendetta against him, even claiming to have declared war on him. Now this Superbricks guy has done a plethora of absolutely awful things to Damiann, such as sending horrific content to Damiann's friends in order to mentally scar them, made his Discord profile picture what he believed to be Damiann's house, however somehow he messed it up and it was actually his next door neighbors, and he also made one of his video thumbnails an image of Damiann's next door neighbor's house, thinking that it was actually Damiann's house, and finally even shared what he believed to be Damiann's personal phone number along with his parents' phone numbers on his Discord server, which you should absolutely report, and hopefully this private information gets taken down. I mean, what this guy is actively doing is horrific, and it gets so much worse because this Superbricks guy, along with many other bad actors, have attempted to spread out-of-context screenshots of Damiann across the Roblox community to present him as some kind of and trust me, this is them genuinely trying to cancel him and ruin his reputation. This is not rage bait.
You may have heard that Pottimer did some bad stuff, but did you know Pottimer isn't the only one? PMDamiann have the girl.
Now for
PMDamiann have the
What? And how old is this
girl.
Now for context, Damiann was interacting and messaging a girl a year ago named April. Now the age gap between Damiann and April was 1 year and 10 months, with Damiann having been 16, turning 17 on June the 3rd, as he was born on June the 3rd, 2007, and April being 14, then turning 15, as her birthday was on April the 26th, 2009. So already this age gap is completely normal in a high school context, and nowhere near as problematic as the 3.5-year age gap that Pottimer had with his victim Yellow. But essentially the problem comes from the fact that this Superbricks guy, who has a deep vendetta against Damiann, had originally convinced the easily impressionable girl, being April, into making and releasing a massive statement presenting the relationship dynamic she had with Damiann as something much more sinister and malicious than it actually was, while he claimed that it was with no evidence whatsoever in his video, just to tarnish Damiann's reputation. Now me and my friends consulted Damiann in a Discord group chat where he offered the full context behind this situation and cleared his name entirely. First, he makes the clarification that he removed all of his messages with April to prevent his messages from being taken out of context, to which they unfortunately were nevertheless. He also clarifies that he had no intent to or manipulate April whatsoever. However, he does state that he did lead April on, because he clarified how he only spoke to April because he just broke.
I am so sorry if you keep hearing notifications. I'm in an insanely busy server right now.
Cut with another girl named Daisy, and that he only dated April for 1 hour before shortly cutting her off due to the fact that he had mixed emotions towards her and because it didn't feel right for him. Now Damiann does go on to clarify how he did apologize for the situation profusely, yet April would still call him a love bomber and claim that he led her on, despite Damiann admitting his faults and taking accountability for it all. So let's analyze some of these DMs. In messages, April was seen here admitting that she was never made uncomfortable by Damiann, and from viewing some of the interactions of last year, it seems that April was rather obsessively romantic around Damiann and would oftentimes initiate and sometimes continue these conversations. Now, of course, I'm not attempting to villainize anyone here because both parties have since moved on and matured from this situation, but it is important to cover the context so that Damiann isn't slandered as some kind of horrible person in the process. I also do find it important to bring up how April did send Roblox content to Damiann unprompted out of the blue in his DMs, even making a joke that Damiann could animate them together, obviously alluding to more content, to which made Damiann feel uncomfortable even
more porn content or something like that.
To this day when it's brought up, and to which even April acknowledged in DMs too. Obviously, this entire dynamic was not one way, and if anything, April seemed to be the main instigator of the inappropriate.
Okay, check me on. If I need to be on like search bars and all that, I just need to check out what they are. I don't know what them two are.
Conversations, with Damiann stating he would continue with them very rarely. Damiann does go on to clarify that no were ever shared between them, but he does state that in one specific situation he did kind of allude to them, but none were ever shown. Now, when April was consulted about this situation in January of this year, she comes to terms with the fact that the situation really wasn't that big of a deal, and even corroborates the fact that Damiann did not manipulate her, and a relationship dynamic was more romantic than anything else. She also clarified in DMs with Pimv that she wasn't by reacting with a nodding emoji in response to Damiann's statement that Pimv showed her. Now, in reference to Superbrick's video on Damiann, after being consulted in January, April had asked Superbricks to remove the video as Damiann didn't actually her, and it was all just one big misunderstanding on her part. And she even states that Damiann didn't do anything to her, and she told Superbricks to just forget about the entire drama. Now, in response, Superbricks states that she is acting weird, to which April responds by stating she's merely establishing the truth, and that everything was ultimately sorted out. She clarifies that she didn't lie at the time, but instead just agreed with what Superbricks had to say, but once again told him to remove the video. And do you want to know the best part to all of this? Superbricks responds by claiming that if he removed the video, it would give him a bad look on him because it was his most viewed video on his YouTube channel, therefore completely proving that he doesn't care for what the victim actually has to say, like what he tries to claim he does publicly. Instead, he only cares about the views he got on the video and the situation, and
if I was told to take 3 hours, I just took it down, no matter what.
Doesn't wish to take accountability for spreading misinformation against Damiann or harassing him over the course of many months with his personal information. And unlike Superbricks, Damiann is actually seen taking accountability for his situation, showing who the true malicious actor is here and who the bigger person is. Now, the last situation to go over is Damiann's association with Potema. Now, many people may be left up in the air about this entire situation and whether they are still friends or associated, and I'm going to quickly clarify that Potema and Damiann are not friended on Discord, and Damiann has made it abundantly clear that he left Potema's Discord server and Roblox group, and judging by all the evidence I've covered in my recent video, this is looking to remain that way permanently. Now, the moral of this story in this situation is to stop overusing the term and using it in reference to situations with small age gaps and zero evidence of any manipulation or present in it. It does an actual disservice to serious and actual situations, because at this rate the Roblox community is currently dancing on the definition of the word, and it's being thrown around with literally
I don't know if he's just joking around with the word grooming. That's actually just stupid.
zero evidence, and it's used in almost every situation despite barely anyone actually understanding what the term actually means. The age gap between Damiann and April was negligible and both parties wished to move on, so hopefully this video does well in clearing the entire situation up and stopping anyone from potentially spreading misinformation regarding Damiann in the future. But anyway, for clarification as this video ends, this video is not intended for hate, harassment or cyberbullying whatsoever over the Superbrian's power that's safe to me if you want. My Discord is discord.gg.
So that's that video. there's something about it which is a bit confusing. Yeah, about for the him, was it a first time? I thought it was supposed to be a pedophile and you get. Yeah, that's like stupid, but yeah, goodbye.